What's good, everybody? Happy New Year. What's good with y'all? I thought I would do this type of book review. Not like a book review per se, but it's more like a just gonna be displaying some art books that I have that might be interesting to you guys, and you guys might find it useful or interesting, or something that you might want to like get your hands on one day. I was actually gifted this book by a friend during Christmas, and they know that I am a big Spider-Man fan. I have tons of Spider-Man comics. I glorify them on my walls. I have some pop figures of them, and I even, just to show off some dedication here, I even got some Spider-Man tattoos. Trying to like get like a full sleeve of Spider-Man tattoos. But yes, Into the Spider-Verse was a beautiful movie. I enjoyed it. I watch it a million times, and I dig the style. Everything about it is absolutely stunning and amazing. And this is like the perfect gift for me. So in this video, I just want to go over this art book, just flipping through the pages, and just maybe have a nice discussion on how awesome the movie is in the comment section below. So let's get into it. I was trying to figure out a way like how I can show off this book and not be too glossy, because the paper here, they're using like some higher quality paper, very glossy, very nice. It's so smooth, like the paper feels like butter. And then just started off, you just got this extreme concept close shot of what Miles would possibly look like in the movie, and I really enjoy the artwork because of the shapes that they use. Like, I'm gonna zoom in on here and just show you guys, and it's really breathtaking. I really love the style. I dig everything about it. And you got like some introduction to the book, and it's not like only just an art book. We just see nothing but art. It's actually talking about the entire process of what goes inside the movie. I like that. I like the little tidbits of it. It has like that really pop comic. It is literally if they took a comic book and turned it into a movie, and they had one consistent art style, like not even art style, like a consistent artist that worked in Marvel for a long time, and they just kept it true throughout the entire movie. Nothing like really changed up too dramatically or crazy, anything like that. So I really appreciate the film for that. And the concept art, man, guys, I would assume that you have to be a freaking gangsta in concept art, but a lot of the concept art in this book might just like blow you away on like how loose, how sketchy things are, and it's kind of nice and refreshing on the skill level, like what type of skill level you really need, you know. I watch a lot of Fangs videos, and I'm assuming I have to be like this god of concept before I can get hired anywhere, but you can probably just lower that bar just a little bit. What they're looking for are ideas and things that they can make money off of those ideas, you know. This book is super great. I already went through this book on my Twitch stream, and I just feel like, you know, I should just make a video about it, because dude, this book is too damn good to not go through. Like the color composition, oh my god, this thing, it reminds me of I forget this guy's name, Arthur Fong. I believe that's his name, where he did a lot of concept art for Kung Fu Panda. And what the thing that he'll do is that he would paint and illustrate his characters super small, and the environments are super massive and huge, to give it that depth where you're like, wow, they're just a itty bitty grain to this giant world, which is New York City. And to be real with you guys, like, I love the little debates about like, oh, what universe would you rather live in? Would you rather live in the Marvel universe or DC universe? And I said none of them, because, well, if even if in Marvel, like, to live in New York, man, there will be murals everywhere, plaques everywhere of all the people who died in that city over the entire run of Marvel's like production, you know. Like everything bad always happens in New York and maybe some other popular like states and cities. And yeah, it's not. I don't think it's fun to live in a superhero world. Like just because you live in a superhero world doesn't mean you're gonna have superhero powers. You know, you can just be an average Joe. You can be this guy on the bike right here. You can only hope and pray to God that a superhero might see you and save your life one day. I really enjoy this book for the fact that, man, like, okay, so this is some concept art, like, see it, this stuff. I'm not sure if it's like this is just made for like the book itself, but you can see it's not super well done. It's not defined, you know. Um, yeah, a little sidetrack there, but I really enjoyed this book for the storyboards because if you want to break into animation, you want to do like the grunt work, you want to do prop design, or you want to do environments, or even storyboard. Being a storyboard artist is like literally at the bottom and you just work your way up towards doing animation. And some of these here are like are just the highlights. But okay, so the coolest thing about this book, let me show you guys. I think this is the page right here. I'll carefully open it. So it opens up even wider. Like, let me. I'm gonna try to zoom out as much as I can with my desktop camera, trying to rearrange my space here where I can actually just open this book all the way up. Let me just move some stuff on top. Oh my god. I need to figure out a proper desk setup. Alright, so you see how long this is. You can even see how shiny some of the stuff is. So I am not zoomed in, and this is almost as long. Well, this is actually longer. I like a little bit of my entire table here. And you just got all this stuff to look at. This is so wonderful. Like, gives you like a really good example on this stuff. And then look at that. In some of these storyboards, you can even have the character's face fully rendered or drawn. There's no indication of eyes and the expression. They're just this quick paints of this is what the scene's gonna look like. You place emotion here, like caption this, and then for the other side here, you have the other piece right here. You have another piece right here of a storyboard. Let me try to fix my setup right now. Zoom in. I think that is enough. And let's get this book back to center again. And there's a couple pages just like this that just flips open. Like, this book is definitely worth the buy. Is to see how awesome this is. Like, this inspires me so much to start thinking more outside the box when I start illustrating and stuff like that. Like, if I want to add in a scene or whatever, I'm thinking about in a way of like, this is how they do it in the movies, and this is how they do it in production, you know? Because I think the ultimate goal is to actually, you know, work on a dope project like this. You know, I will literally kill you name the person, I will kill that person if I can like work on a big Spider-Man like project. You know, if I can just said that I like, oh yeah, I also did some scenes or some stories or some elements, or I took a great part in working on this movie. You know, like, it just, dude, I could just be the guy who handed out coffee, and if I'm like in the credits, like, I'll take that, you know what I mean? But yeah, this book is so good. I'm thinking about like just utilizing this book to the extreme, when it comes to gestures, poses, composition. Super nice. And you see right here, it doesn't have to be, it doesn't have to be like on some top level like artistry stuff. You know, just make sure you just know enough anatomy, and if you're really good with your gestures here, it, it, just, it, just, gives me hope, you know. yeah, just doing stuff like this. Like if you're gonna start anywhere at the bottom, you might be set to have a job like this, just to like make this into a room, make it as messy as possible. And pro tip: don't be a purist here. Don't be like, oh yeah, I gotta be so good that I gotta be able to draw this shit from the top, from the dome. Like, no, no. I've been hanging out with a lot of concept artists over this entire quarantine, and I'm gonna let you guys know on a little secret. They trace over these objects, man. They just know the fundamentals of things. Where like you can break them down into simple shapes and then like just paint over them, and there you get yourself a room. You know, people were really confused about Miles' mom for some reason. I think the biggest thing was that in this photo here, she looks she looks pretty old. Like, not as in like she's decrepit or anything like that. She looks like middle-aged woman, tired. That's the look. They sold it. But then right here, that's his mom. And she looks like a damn near teenager compared to her grown ass like husband, you know. But you know, I'm not. That's not something that like I freaking would complain about too much. You know, it's whatever. You know, she can look young. Yeah, you know, the Latinas out here, you know, beautiful forever. I remember Ethan Becker video when we talked about the artist who does the expressions, and he tried to get on top of model, like try to be able to replicate the style and be on point with the model. And I'm like, oh, since I got this book, man, I can just experiment with that. Yeah, I remember seeing the early concept art for this, like for Miles' dad. Like, yeah, he just got walkie-talkies out the wazoo here. Thought this was dope right here. Like, it looks like a genuine like photo, like you'll see on social media, or like an old picture, like see your dad and his brother hanging out, you know. Yeah, but see, like, stuff is so nice. Start like trying to get down my expressions with this as well. Yeah, who is Miles? What does his room look like? Who does he like? What is the environment that Miles is raised under? I really like how they just stuck with this. I feel like this was a better choice than this one. And I think this is there's facial expressions here that Ethan's was trying to get down on the model. Yeah, so good. Inspires. It's so inspiring. I just never thought about like portraying a character a certain way, especially like using colors and shadows and shapes and stuff. Love the graffiti. I remember they actually had a graffiti artist. I think it was an interview with either Bobby Chu or Paint Guru, a Blender Guru. Tatu, one of the artists that was kind of like the lead in the team when it comes to the style of the movie, and he was mostly just a graffiti artist, and he added those elements of like pop graffiti like culture into the movie, which is really cool. It made it look really fresh. I just wonder how many layers um, it took for a lot of these backgrounds and scenes, like just having the concept out for it. Got another double page right here. It's all storyboards here of Miles waking up, and he is Spider Boy. And you see, it doesn't have to be crazy good. Like, it doesn't have to be like, oh, everything is on point. Just be able to show motion and um, make sure like your gestures are pretty good. Like really good. I just really like how they would exaggerate some elements of the drawing, or just exaggerates the limbs and stuff like that. Stuff that I'm a personally steal for myself. Make sure it's back in. Also, before I get too ahead of myself, this is also part of the spread as well. So you have tried to, yeah. So you got yourself a spread, and boom, the money shot. Let me just fold this back in. Take stuff straight out from the comic books. This is more the style what his friend normally looks. I think it's kind of funny how they rolled this character of Miles' best friend / roommate into the Tom Holland movies. Like they couldn't have Miles in there yet, so they still just do this guy in. And I just think it's great, like the different iterations that they went through. But like this works the most. Oh, one thing I really peeped out. My boy over here listens to Chance. This is like one of my next to Acid Rap. Coloring book is one of my faves. Oh. Yeah. Miles right here. You can barely see a Miles, and then the red dot shows Spider-Man. It's really cool. I just wonder, like, for a scene like this, like, how many layers did it take to make all this? I love how they threw in the onomatopoeias. I really loved how they threw in the onomatopoeias. It's like old school, but yet still like fresh, and it's like you have your graffiti style, and it's still like it's old school onomatopoeias. Like thwack, zap, boom. Yeah, this. I just wonder how many layers, how many layers. And okay, I love the fact that they didn't make the Green Goblin the main villain of the goddamn movie. Like, I love the Green Goblin. I actually love this former Green Goblin. I like the ultimate version of Green Goblin, because he looks like a giant monster goon, like a demon. Like it's dope to me. But I'm just tired of Osborn being like the center of everything. Like Spider-Man has so many villains in his rogues gallery. Like Green Goblin isn't like the main person though. You know what I mean? Like the main villain of Spider-Man's existence is the editorial staff. I really like how they did Mary Jane. Give her like freckles. And with this, I'm just gonna be doing a lot of Spider-Man poses and just trying to draw and play around with this stuff. It's so cool. And I love out of shape Peter. Like he's out of shape, but he still can't be messed with. You know what I mean? Like, I just feel like that's Peter Parker in general. Like I've seen Peter Parker take a lot of beatings and get back up. Like it doesn't even matter. I love this right here. It's so cool. So rich with shapes. I love Kingpin's body right here. It's just that blob. It's like another one of those images where it's just like, wow. Gives you like big Kung Fu Panda art vibes. It's really cool. I really love how they did Dr. Octavius, just gender bending him and made him into a woman. Like she was the better Octavius, you know. I can totally see this, like super hippie like but really smart. She also fights for an environment. I remember when Spider-Gwen came out. The Spider-Gwen came out. Oh my god, it was so hype. Like, I remember buying the first issue of Spider-Gwen in the comic stores. The owner laughed at me, man. I was thinking about buying 2 copies of this, where I got like the first print when Spiderverse kicked off in the comic books, and I was like, oh, that's cool. Oh, my Spider-Man that I remember like all in one thing, you know, even though the story is kind of lame, but like it was really nice and fun just being a fan of Spider-Man, just seeing the history. It's basically the entire history of Spider-Man throughout the times, like even the Spider-Man in like strip comics, UK Spider-Man. They even added the Spider-Man from like the Marvel manga series. I think the whole entire Spider-Man event was awesome for Spider-Man fans. And then like Marvel saw that it was like doing really well, and they ran that thing to the ground. With all the tie-ins, the spin-offs and stuff, it was a mess. But I remember buying the very first issue of Spider-Gwen. And from that, I saw her costume design and everything. I'm like, yo, this is going to be a mainstay character in Marvel. I know it. I know it. I was gonna buy 2 of the first issues. This first, now, like, I forget how much it is for a first print introduction to Spider-Gwen. Her first appearance is like goes for a good $10K, I think. If it's signed by anybody, probably 15. I was gonna buy two of them, man. Two of them. So great. I need to somehow find a way to get this Spider-Man guitar. Also, that was kind of weird how Spider-Man had like a bat cave. I'm like, okay, this man takes pictures of himself at the Daily Bugle for way under minimum wage, and he lives with his Aunt May. What in God's name? I don't know. Like, I don't know how he would have his own bat cave. Maybe Shield gave it to him or something, but I don't believe that. I don't believe in the budget that Peter Parker has. This guy can barely pay for rent on his own, so he needs like roommates where he has his own spider cave. I don't. And he's a smart person. I feel like he can build a lot of spider tech, but not on a level of Tony Stark. You know what I mean? It was cool how they rolled her into movies. I also have the first issue of her. I forget her name. But I was having a discussion about the design of this character and her neck. I was like, maybe they made it, maybe they changed the design of everything just to make it look more child friendly or something. And then they brought up the fact that in the comic books, it was akin to Evangelion, so they're trying to avoid copyright or anything of that nature. I'm like, I don't think it was anywhere near Evangelion, to be honest. Like, yeah, it had like its own little type of funky style, but I think for how it functioned and stuff, I wouldn't have called it like an Evangelion copy. Spider-Man Noir. I expected him to shoot somebody in the movie. He just beat them up. Because Spider-Man Noir, I believe he kills people. He shoots people. There's so many Easter eggs in this scene. Oh my god, I love this scene. So many Easter eggs. When I was in the movie theater, I was like, oh my god, that's the Civil War Spider-Man suit. Oh my god, this is from the game. Oh my god, that's Spider-Man big time. Oh my god, that's Spider-Man Supreme. Oh my god, oh my god. I was freaking out. I think at that point in time, my friends, you're like, okay, this is the last time we're gonna see a Spider-Man movie with you. I love how they did the Prowler. The Prowler looks so dope. I wonder if I can, I'm gonna try to find one of my old Spider-Man comic books and do a side-by-side comparison from the Prowler in this movie and the Prowler in the comic books. But I believe they're pretty spot on. He has a cape and everything. To me, I thought he was just like it. I feel like within the costume design realm, like even in Marvel and I think DC also have a hero like this. Whenever you, let's say, here's a good example. Whenever you have a character and they have this type of eye design where it's like just black on the outside, white on the inside, it can be red on the inside, any different color eyes on the inside, or some type of black design that goes around the face. Like I only like my brain automatically goes to Spider-Man-esque Deadpool. Deadpool or Spider-Man is one of the two. And like they'll introduce these characters without even giving them a name at first. I'm like, oh, that's another Deadpool like character. This could be Deadpool. Oh, Aunt May's house is so clean. At least in this, Aunt May actually looks like Aunt May. Unlike the Spider-Man Tom Holland movies. It's like sexy Aunt May. Like, aren't you supposed to be old? I feel like the Aunt May in Tom Holland movies are like Like Aunt May just got her groove back. Therefore, she looks like 2 decades younger. Yeah, see, like, it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have. You're like, I just appreciate these drawings for the fact that like they don't have to be like, like top tier, super professional. Like, took time out other day to like fully illustrate something. Like I like how minimal they were with the hands. They just shapes and stuff, and I am very subconscious about my hands because like whenever I draw fingers and stuff, they look weird and stuff. And now I'm at that point in my life where I'm like, you know what, forget it. I'm just gonna draw my hands and make the fingers look like whatever. I don't care no more. Doesn't mean I'm not gonna stop trying to improve on hands. It's just that if I'm not going to be drawing stuff with a lot of detail in it, why would I put so much time and effort on illustrating the hands when I can just I know what hand shape look like, the finger gestures, like the hand gestures themselves, just grouping them all up together or whatever. I did not care for the Scorpion design. If it was anything in this movie, I did not care for this Scorpion. I hated this design. I hated his design in the movie. I'd rather they went back to green. Green looked ridiculous. That's totally fine. This is like they have ridiculous, and they instead of like crossing the line, they jumped over the line and like skipped even farther past that line. Like, let's see how ridiculous we can make Scorpion to look like. But Scorpion is a lame villain anyway, and nobody cares about Scorpion, so therefore I didn't care about Scorpion as much. I just did not like the design of Scorpion. Reminds me of what's the guy's name? Something Holland. Howland? Reminds me of like Gorilla's art style. This maybe was like the eyes. I really love the shape. I don't care what anybody says. This is my Kingpin. I love the shape of this Kingpin. Like, he has about like 4 chins on this man. But if you see this man in real life, you wouldn't even want to like mess with him either. And I like the idea of like of them giving him canes to walk around with because he is way too damn heavy. Like, I'm pretty sure every step that he takes, he is like destroying and shattering his knees. But I love how blocky Kingpin looked. Like, just said power. It just said wealth and power. All black, got a little tie. Loved it. Loved it. I just love how fancy they made this room. And then like this little picture here. Little son, his wife. Family photo. Really nice and clean. I love how they was most stuck to the red and blues. Nice little contrast between these 2 colors. I feel like that's like the world's most confusing street right after that entire moment when Kingpin was trying to like reach through different dimensions. I just wonder how many car crashes occurred here with all these stoplights and things is in the road. Probably driving up just bad confused. Driving really slow. And this was just really trippy. It was like watching I think it was like the first season of Rick and Morty. Like just how everything looks so chaotic. The colors like very abstract. Super cool. It looks so chaotic, just not knowing what is going on in this image. I just thought it was funny, like how the original Spider-Man dies. Miles, comic book and movie, he wears like kind of the same costume as the original Spider-Man. And everyone's like, "Oh, you gonna be the new Spider-Man, man? That's poor taste, man. Can't wear the same outfit. Come on, man. It's too soon." And I think we're nearing the end of this book. This is nice. Like just all this here. Just gonna grip into it, just like study it and just see what I can get out of it. It says every once in a while we are lucky we are introduced to a superheroes who reflect the values, culture, and diversity of the world that we live in. Yeah, I'm with it. And yeah, that's it for this book tour or book review or this showcase, I guess. Something different on the hardcover here. It's all the same thing. You have the hardcover there, and you just want to protect it. I'm just going to keep it in this paper cover just to protect the hardcover. But yeah, that was Spider-Man Into the Spiderverse. Thank you guys for sticking around for this very long video. I'm gonna be working on a lot of things coming up this 2021, changing up, trying some new things. As you guys noticed, I started adding intros and might be changing some camera effects and stuff like that. But I also want to like kind of branch out of different content. Right now I'm gonna be mostly posting a lot of book reviews. I might do some art books, and I might do some educational books, the stuff that really helped me out, and in a lot of ways to help me further my education and help me improve when it comes to just doing art in general. I am thinking about like maybe adding some health, mental health and physical health, and dietary stuff for artists as a series. Just not sure what it's going to be, but I'm really into, I'm a health nut. I'm a super health nut. If you guys have ever seen me in my Twitch live streams, super health nut. Yeah, I have like a bunch of ideas down. I'm also want to like try some 30-day challenges and see how that goes as well. But other than that, thank you guys for watching this video. You guys have a goodie, and like I always say, if you're watching this video or you're a fan of my content, if you like this stuff that I'm putting down and stuff like that, and you're always striving for betterment and improvement, well, I'm always like to tell you that to keep it up. You are so much better than you were yesterday because you're trying to do today about it, and that makes you even more better. All right, guys. Yeah, you guys have a good evening. All right.